The Australian government recently released the Core Skills Occupation List, CSOL, a consolidated list of 456 occupations designed to streamline skilled migration and address critical workforce shortages. This list supports the new Skills in Demand visa, replacing the temporary skill shortage subclass 482 visa, and is also applicable for the direct entry stream of the Permanent Employer Nomination Scheme, subclass 186 visa. The CSOL prioritizes industries like construction, agriculture, cybersecurity, health, and education, reflecting areas of significant demand. The new system aims to make skilled migration more responsive to the Australian labour market's needs by targeting genuine skill gaps while complementing local workforce training efforts. The positive and promising point is that pharmacists, either retail or hospital pharmacists, are among these top occupations that allow them to apply through the direct entry stream now. Now, let's explain more about this special kind of visa. The Employer Nomination Scheme, subclass 186, visa allows skilled workers to live and work in Australia permanently. This visa is employer-sponsored, meaning an Australian employer must nominate the applicant for a skilled position. The visa is suitable for skilled individuals who meet the requirements in one of its streams. The key features of Visa 186 include granting permanent residency to the visa holder and eligible family members, enabling visa holders to live, work, and study in Australia permanently, and providing access to healthcare, education, and eligibility for citizenship after meeting residency requirements. Regarding the streams of subclass 186 visa, the visa has 3 streams, each with specific conditions and requirements. The Temporary Residence Transition (TRT) stream is for workers already in Australia on a Temporary Skill Shortage (TSS) visa, subclass 482, or a similar temporary work visa. The requirements include having worked for the nominating employer for at least 3 years or 2 years under some transitional arrangements on a TSS visa. The employer must have sponsored the applicant for the same occupation under the TSS visa. The nominated occupation must be on the medium and long-term strategic skills list, (MLT-SSL), meeting the age requirement. Under 45 years old with some exemptions, and meeting English language proficiency requirements, e.g. IELTS, PTE, or equivalent. Scores. The direct entry stream is for applicants who have not worked for the nominating employer or have worked for less than the required time on a temporary visa. The requirements include the nominated occupation must be on the MLT-SSL and the new COL. Applicants must have at least 3 years of work experience in their nominated occupation, must undergo a skills assessment from a relevant assessing authority for the occupation, meet the age requirement, under 45 years old with some exemptions, and meet the English language proficiency requirements. The labor agreement stream is for applicants sponsored under a labor agreement between their employer and the Australian government. The requirements include the employer must have a labor agreement with the Australian government. The nominated occupation and applicant must meet the terms outlined in the agreement, meet the age requirement unless exempt, and must have sufficient English language proficiency. Then, the general requirements for subclass 186 visa. Nomination by an employer. The Australian employer must nominate the applicant for a position in their organization. Occupation on the relevant list. The occupation must be on the Core Skills Occupations list. Health and character requirements. Applicants must meet health and character requirements as part of the visa application. Work experience. Typically, a minimum of 3 years of work experience in the nominated occupation is required. English language proficiency. Applicants must demonstrate proficiency in English through approved tests like IELTS, PTE, TOEFL, or OET. And to know more about the conditions of Visa 186, visa holders must work in the nominated occupation for the nominating employer for at least 2 years after the visa is granted. Visa holders must comply with Australian laws. No restrictions on changing employers after 2 years of employment. Processing time. Processing times for subclass 186 visa applications vary depending on the stream. In the first stream, Temporary Residence Transition (TRT) stream, 25% of applications take 3 months, 50% take 4 months, 75% take 6 months, and 90% take 11 months. In the second stream, the direct entry stream, 25% of applications take 4 months, 50% take 7 months, 75% take 11 months, and 90% take 17 months. In the third stream, labor agreement stream, Processing times depend on the specific terms of the labor agreement, but typically range from 5 to 12 months. Fees.
Fees. Primary applicant AUD 4,640. Additional applicants 18 years or older AUD 320. Additional applicants under 18 AUD 160. Fees for English language tests, skills assessments, or medical exams may apply. Here are the most beneficial points of Visa 186. Permanent residency, including access to Medicare and Social Security benefits. Eligibility for Australian citizenship after meeting residency and other criteria. Ability to sponsor eligible relatives for permanent residency. Freedom to live, work, and study anywhere in Australia. After checking out all this information, how to apply? Check eligibility. Ensure you meet the visa requirements based on the stream. Obtain a nomination. Your employer must submit a nomination application. Gather documents. Prepare evidence of qualifications, work experience, English proficiency, and identity documents. Apply online. Submit your visa application through the Department of Home Affairs website. Await decision. Processing times vary. Check your application status through the IMI account. Good luck, everyone. All necessary links are in the first comment. Feel free to ask if you have any questions.